Hey there, how's it going? This is Strong K and welcome to my first impressions of
Darkstar.
exactly. Darkstar is somewhat of a hybrid between, I would say, like a full motion video interactive movie and maybe a Myst clone, really. That I think describes it the best. Let me just get started because this game actually, relies heavily upon its full motion video sequences. So to keep this, or to not make this first impressions video, longer as necessary, I'll just try to talk over the introduction video and spoil as little or talk over as little as possible here. Okay, let me call this game Strong K2 actually, because, or mission as it is called here, because I got another mission under the name of Strong K actually. So let me, this is just a Dolby surround trailer, so let me just skip this here. This is actually the first gameplay mechanic. This is how you interact with videos. Alright, I'll try to do my best, like I said, not to talk over the narration here, but, please forgive me if I should not manage to do this, perfectly.
Most devastating damage, ironically, not coming from the invaders' direct attack, but the flooding caused by their melting of the polar ice caps. Coastal cities are under at least 100 feet of water.
Yeah, so, well, actually, I mentioned this, Darkstar, employing those FMV videos, I should say, or FM videos, full motion videos, is somewhat reminiscent of those mid to late 90 games that sort of did the same thing. If you've played like a Daedalus Encounter or a Burn Cycle, that sort of springs to mind. And actually that is not, that surprising, because this game actually, and this is one of two interesting facts about Darkstar, is that this game has been, or was in the making for, I think, over 10 years. So, in that regard, it is sort of comparable to a Duke Nukem Forever, maybe. Although, obviously, it was never...
It's like a dream, isn't it?
It was never announced,
You feel as if you're falling through time and space.
like a possible blockbuster title. Okay, let me just shut up and let this gentleman talk.
Something you must do, something urgent.
Okay, that was it. I hope. And then again, as you're reading the cast names, some of you will recognize that, it features a lot of members actually from the original cast of the Mystery Science Theater 3000, such as Peace McKeever. For the fans of the series, depending on how old you are, you might actually enjoy this this little bit of, I don't know, reference. And clearly, I mean, Darkstar draws heavily upon, plot elements from specifically science fiction B movies, maybe, although it never really pokes fun at them. That is, it's...
Where am I?
It is more or less serious,
Why
but I'll let
can't I remember
the
these things?
again, the gentleman
Despite
talk.
your disoriented confusion, you rest peacefully as if in your mother's womb. But what's outside? You sense cold metal, wings of steel, a dark silent bird that floats aimlessly through the heavens, casting a shadow on no world. A lost relic of an extinct race is your mother now, and you have no home.
Is it safe for me to talk now? Well, so this is sort of the backstory as far as I know. So the year is 2499. We are on board the Westwick, and we are also among the last humans alive in the universe. Earth has been destroyed, as you know, have witnessed just several minutes or seconds ago. And yeah.
But the past intrudes with shattered memories that rock your sleep, with fragmented pictures of a violent clash. Feelings of fear, hopelessness, and of running for your very existence turn your dream into a nightmare. As the memories fade, so do the pain, the guilt, the sense of loss. In it like a warm, comforting blanket. Darkstar. The word floats on the edge of your consciousness like a Spanish galleon teetering on the edge of the world. You know that Darkstar is the key to unlocking the answers you seek so desperately. And then you hear the voice.
Good morning, Mr. O'Neill.
You've heard voices before, but they were from the depths of your own mind. Voices of the dead, voices from the past. But this voice is different. This one seems alive. It seems so now.
Good morning, Mr. O'Neill. I am Westwick, Maine, the ship's central computer. Please lie very still for a diagnostic process. It is painless, so please relax. Thank you. The diagnostic process is complete. You are in perfect physical health, Mr. O'Neill. Unfortunately, you are suffering from hibernation-induced amnesia. This syndrome is a result of spending excessive time periods within Level 3 hibernation mode. Normal Level 3 hibernation events can span several decades, but your event, I'm afraid, has spanned 30 decades, 12 years, 10 days, 3 hours, and 11 minutes, approximately 312 years. The effect, I'm afraid, is irreversible. Some of your acquired skills and base-level cognitive abilities may be intact, but most event-related memory is now lost. Even some of your basic personality traits may be gone and will be replaced with new ones as you get reoriented with your surroundings. Do not be alarmed. You may experience slight dizziness immediately after exiting the sleep chamber. The Westwick has been damaged and, oddly, some of the data in my memory banks has been erased by an authorized crew member in reference to this event. Strange indeed. There are, however, independent databases throughout the ship that may contain personal logs, records, and messages that could help you. I'm sorry I can't be of more help. Perhaps the other 3 crew members can be of further assistance. I encourage you to explore all areas of the ship, its controls, and any data you can gather that will solve this odd situation.
Okay, let's do this, big boy.
And of course, I will help you when I can.
Oh, we're not done. Sorry. Yep. Let's do this. Alright, I think this is it. Yeah, sorry for, me trying, so ineptly to talk over the introduction video. But it is quite lengthy, and I don't want to just, present that to you, also provide you with some background information here, but for the sake of the intelligibility of this video, I, just kept my trap shut. Right. So this is the second portion, of the game, this Myst clone type of environment. So basically, we can navigate around the ship using the mouse, and that's basically it. The backstory, as you heard the computer explain, is basically that we've been woken up, after 300 years out of cryosleep. The year's 2499, I guess, and there has been some sabotage going on, involving one of our crew members. So yeah.
Where's that music coming from?
Okay, maybe I should explain before I actually do anything. This is how we control the game. You move around the mouse cursor, and then when you hover over certain objects, the mouse changes. So basically, you're presented with 3 types of cursors. This one, the circle one, that lets you simply adjust your view and explore the ship or check out your environments. Then you have this arrow key, which is either a movement key, so if we click on it, we move in this certain direction, or if we can interact with an object, like we just did here, the game will let us do that. So this is sort of confusing because there's really no way of telling what the game's going to do, whether we approach this sphere here, or we interact with it, or like just now, do like a combination, an approach interaction. Yeah, the third icon, I mean, apart from those arrows that you see here, which basically just indicate the direction you're looking, the third one is a hand with an index finger, which basically, as far as or if I understood correctly, allows you to skip cutscenes, because normally cutscenes are not skippable. Like for example, this one, we can see this hand, and that may symbolize that we have to see this through no matter what. Okay, until we hear. So yeah, that is basically it in a nutshell. There's nothing else really to explain here. Pertaining the main gameplay. I mean, there is other things, such as this frame here. You can actually activate or deactivate, or lock it rather, I should say, with the hide unhide button. So if we click on or press unhide, then this will stay on all the time. But what that really is a zoom button. I don't really know what the zoom button does. I tried it once, it crashed my game. Then I tried it a second time, it did nothing. So I'm not gonna take any chances here for the possible outcome of nothing. Save lets you, well, save the game. Who would have thunk? Quit lets you quit the game, and then you have the chance to save your progress as well. And the utility screen provides you with information related to yeah, it's like an option / map screen really. So you can adjust the audio here, and then you have a map here, which is, yeah, not really that helpful because it does not show where we are right now. We are actually here, but there's no indicator on this map, so but at least it gives you some orientation of where you are and what to do. Okay, let's get back here. And then here, you're also able to pick up items, and this will sort of be your inventory, so you can then later skip through those items. Maybe you're gonna come across one. I don't really know how long this video is gonna be. And then down here, you have further videos that you can access, depending on how far you progress in the game. That will give you closer information on the whole backstory of the game. So right now we can access the prologue. So if we click on that, and then hit hide, because I actually like that better. You'll get like a short video of the backstory, what has happened on Earth, you know, that sort of thing. So yeah, I'm not really sure if we should watch this in its entirety.
Space Arc Toronto is clear. Retracting docking bay tunnels. Airlocks secure.
Okay.
All hands report to Central Control for final.
Yeah, I'm just gonna like fast forward this because this is Air Force One. The president of the UN is on here. Yeah, it's gonna land on the space station and then just basically give a speech to you.
The year is 2185 AD. 67 years into your future. The purpose of this recording is to assure that what has happened to us will never occur, to indeed change history. This starship carries one precious cargo, this message. My name is Sir Timothy Brisbane. I am acting president of the United Nations of the Earth. A title which is absolutely meaningless, because by the time you view this message, I and all the people of our world will be dead. Ironically, in your world I am not yet born, but herein lies your potential salvation.
Okie doke. Yeah, so we basically should have some sort of, you know, time travel scenario on our hands here. So, you know, and the further you progress, the more information on what was going on, or like the events leading up to the present or future or whatever, you know, will be unveiled to the player. Right, and this is actually one of the features that is sort of unique, you know, because those rendered sequences that you just saw, the movement sequences, are sometimes interspersed with those full motion video things or sequences, you know, like just now actually. Yeah, this gentleman, by the way, the captain, is actually Clive Robertson, whom you may not remember from, you know, series such as Sunset Beach or Star Hunter 2300. I actually had to look those up, so, you know, he is actually a professional actor. I'm not gonna say quote unquote here, you know, due to respect for the actors at hand, but yeah. So yeah, you know, like we learned, we have sort of like a sabotage scenario also going on here, and you know, perpetrated by one of our crew members. So I can only guess who that, you know, might involve, because I just left my pod and this guy seems to be gone. So yeah, so this is actually the manner that, you know, you move about the ship, checking out different locations or interacting with different things, and you know, as you can already imagine or guess by what's going on screen here, this is pretty lengthy, you know. It's really like you cannot really skip those scenes. And especially the movement animations are kind of slow, you know. Like, I mean, you probably have played your fair share of adventure games, or at least some, you know, to basically get the gist. And, you know, it's like backtracking is impossibly slow here. It's really excruciating because you have to go through all this pre-rendered movement animations here, movement sequences. And so, you know, those environments, they're actually pre-rendered. So this is not like a true 3D thing. This is simply pre-rendered and or therefore, you know, always the same. So now we can interact with the console here
Chamber 1 status.
by clicking on the arrow button.
John A. Chamber is vacant at this time. Hibernation session was uninterrupted from 7:03 a.m. on 9/3/2187 until hibernation termination at 10:10 a.m. on 9/13/2499. Additional data: assigned occupant suffers from irreversible memory loss caused by excessive hibernation exposure. Physical status: excellent. End program.
And we could actually do this for all the crew members. I'm just going to spare you the details here. Okay, let's move out of here. And actually walk back here, because I want to present to you, if possible, some of the... Oh wait, we could actually skip that, but that is really the exception, trust me. Because I've tried to click my way through this bridge here, but no dice. Unfortunately not. I think it was back here. You know, just to go through this real quickly, actually. So yeah, there's airlocks that we can try to open, and I'm seriously not like trying not to spoil too much here, because there's nothing much that you can do about it, you know, with a game like this. So once you found this thing here, you can then actually access a mini puzzle, like a mini game, and I want to do that to just demonstrate how that works. I'm not really sure if I missed out on that. I just solved this by simply trial and error. So was it like this? No, it was the other way around. Move the upper one to the right and then the lower one to the left, and that should be it, right? Yeah. So now we can unlock, for example, the east wing by clicking here. Okay, let's move out of here by clicking the forward arrow. Okay, and let's hit the switch. So this is one of the biologs that we can encounter here, and our mission, like for the time being, is actually to unlock all 9 of them, because currently the ship is under lockdown, and we can only manually unlock those biologs to, you know, regain full operationability. Whenever you find one of those biologs, you know, this actually holds true so far. You get access to one more backstory video here. So, you know, if I click this hand button here, I would get some more information on the topic Peace on Earth. I'm not going to do this because basically I explain what those are for with the prologue, and I don't want to spoiler too much again. Alright, let's walk back here. So yeah, the thing is, graphically speaking, I mean, you see what you get here. The graphics certainly are dated, you know, the rendering is not up to date at all. This is truly something that you would rather expect from a game being released in the like mid to late 90s maybe. And then like the exploring in this game is really excruciatingly slow. Yeah, I should drink less. I don't know if I mentioned that already. However, I mean, if you know what you're doing, it's okay. But if you're just looking for things, and this is actually the second thing that I'm gonna that I wanna point out here.
Thank you for this honor, this duty, and I humbly accept this memento of my home from our president.
basic elements make our world unique in our ability to sustain life. This eternal flame burns not into our future, but into our past, utilizing all three basic elements. Steel from the Earth's core, water from her deepest oceans, and fire ignited by a passion to survive. Thank you.
Oh, that's funny, because like the first time I played this, I must have skipped this cutscene. Okay. Yeah, that's why I stopped talking, actually, because this is new to me too. Yeah, so this is as you can see, I mean, this won't be repeated, this specific cutscene here. But you know, like say you want to like move on here, this is not that easy. And because it takes super long, and imagine you like searching a room for like say a key or a switch in that fashion. It's really going to take a while. You know, you really should bring some time here. Moreover, so because the game is not really easy. Let me just point this out. I mean, I basically know what I'm doing now, but it took me like a hell of a lot of time to figure out what's going on here. And also, I think for the second puzzle here, I had to already look or consult a walkthrough, because it's simply freaking hard. And you know, the difficulty of the puzzles stem from something like a pixel hunting thing. You know, it's more like a pixel hunting quality than anything. So basically find the hidden switch somewhere in this mess, you know, which is not that easy. I'm going to show you one example, which is right here. Okay, so like you approach this console. Okay, there's like some information going on here. Can I actually, yeah. Okay. Inner doors in locked mode. Overriding use manual switch. Docking bay is pressurized. Safe to enter. Sweet, so we can basically, we have to override the door. We just have to find the switch, you know, that lets us open, I think it's this door. So, good luck finding that switch. I'm gonna give you a hint, it's already on screen, because it is this little thing here. I hope that it works. Does it? Yeah. Nice. So, you know, it's stuff like that that leaves sort of like a sour aftertaste. I mean, you know, either this game is an interactive movie or it is an adventure, or I'm not really sure, but you know, as nicely rendered, if you will, although the graphics are very dated, you know, those environments are. It's like once you've seen it for the 20th time, it's not really that interesting anymore to walk down this specific catwalk here. What's this? Is this a welder? I wonder if I can... Does he pick it up if I... No, it's just the same cutscene, I guess. Yeah. A manually tap on the welder. Okay. Yeah, this has been welded shut.
John, please excuse the crappy welding job, but it kept the creeps out. Try telling that to Bert.
Right, and then we can actually pick up this ladder. This is, by the way, this is what ladders look like in the future. This is the Step Master 4000, and yeah, this is where you're gonna be headed, baby. This is ladders for you in the future. Look at this. This is this elegance, man. Climb up there. Okay, and this is gonna unlock, or you know, allow us to play another another mini game. let me just, okay. So this is sort of like a Simon Says type of thing here. Is that true? That, this, and that, this, maybe here. No, this was the green one, okay. And then that should be it.
Got it.
Nice job. That's why you're the captain. Alright, I think we can, like, traverse this door, like, go through this door now. Yeah, in addition to that, I mean, this game sort of, yeah, is, those hard to find puzzle solution won't really stop. I'm gonna show you a second one that is necessary to move out of this room, actually. Or, like, I should rather say further progress in the game. You know, which pertains to the sleeping pods here. Okay, yeah, like I said, some of the animations you can actually skip. This one you can't, like you can see here. Okay, so if we move past here, and you can actually do that here by clicking here. Okay, there's a button placed behind the sleeping pod, and then you push it, and then you can disengage the breaker. Sorry, ladder. Oh, let's take a look at our ladder. Wait, click on this thing here to do. This is impeccable craftsmanship. If you're working at like a Home Depot or a hardware store, you know, get ready. This is the future in ladders, like I said. Yeah, but in any case, so yeah, I mean, you've seen, like, right now you've seen it. This is basically what you get. I'm not really sure if, you know, I can recommend this game to anyone, because I mean, the graphics are dated, clearly. I think, or I should, like, be fair and say what this game is. What this game is and what it's not. What this game is clearly, it's like a blast from the past. Wait, do we have the ladder, or is it here? I'm not sure. Anyways, this is certainly like a blast from the past, meaning that, you know, if you went to do like your favorite video game store in 1995, you know, and saw this on the shelf, you'd be, yeah, this is like a cool game. This has full motion video. This is clearly it. You know, this is a game that has been released 2 years ago, like in the 2010s, but clearly is, or carries the spirit of 1995. You know, it's not like an updated version, sort of like a, you know, this, like, with the technology that we have, you know, right now, full motion video games could be like this or could work like that. No, it's not what this is. And, you know, thusly, I think it limits itself to a very, very specific type of audience. If you're like the average gamer, so to speak, you know, whatever that may be, this is not going to be for you, because although, like, so far what I could piece together from the story, it is actually quite interesting. I mean, I think story-wise, there's something here, although it's not like the most convoluted plot or the most elaborate, maybe, because as far as I can tell, this pretty much, you know, it's like a science fiction B movie, not necessarily, but, you know, that sort of thing. So yeah, that's okay, but to actually get there and then, you know, wait, did I just, sorry, and then witness, you know, the unfolding of that plot. It takes really, really long. It's and yeah, like I said, I'm not really sure if that is for everybody. I would say if you're a fan of the Mystery Science Theater show, you may want to consider checking this out. If you're not deterred by, you know, what you see here, which is basically, and I'm just trying to demonstrate what walking through this spaceship actually entails, like time-wise. Although now I'm just like walking around aimlessly pretty much. Well, let's go through the other blast door. Let's try that. Right, and then again it is hard. Like, as you can see, like, this hidden switches, which is really demands a lot of, not even attention from the player, but, you know, sort of like a pixel hunting skill. Okay, now this door is locked, so we have to go back to the, what was it, East Wing door? I forgot. And play the minigame again, and then open this door. Wow.
Are you real? Or one of those damn ghosts?
Hey, careful with that. I'm as real as you are.
You're real, all right. I have no idea who the hell you are, where the hell I am, and what the hell is going on here. But at least you're flesh and blood.
Last time I looked.
And judging from that symbol there, we're on the same team. Sorry about the plasma welder. I'm a bit confused. I don't even know who the hell I am. That icebox really took it out of me. You don't know much more than I do you? You've lost your memory too?
Afraid so. I'm starting to figure things out.
So is there anyone here but us?
Just him.
Great. Us and that dead guy with one hand. That is nasty. Do you know anything about this thing?
Well, according to this, you've had premature hypertermination.
Premature what?
Occupant Paige Palmer has been prematurely awakened due to some kind of subconscious activity.
I had a nightmare that I was suffocating. And I think it woke me up. Is that normal?
I don't know about that. This readout says you're suffering from nitrogen buildup in your system due to the improper decompression of your cryo chamber. It also says you only have 6 minutes before you get the bends. You better get back into that chamber now.
The bends? I'm getting the bends? Oh, maybe I need to get back in that thing after all. How long do I have to stay inside to decompress?
Minimum of 12 hours.
Oh, wonderful. Well, you do what you have to do to straighten out this mess I'm guessing we're in. But get me out of here after I've been microwaved or whatever. Yeah, I don't know what this is, but you might need it. Judging by the way I was clutching it when I woke up, it must be something important.
Thanks.
Reinitiating emergency sleep session. Subject Palmer, please enter the cryo chamber.
God, I hate this. Don't forget me in here.
Wouldn't dream of it.
Okay, this is actually new to me. I have not witnessed this before. And then again, I have to say I didn't really progress that far into the game, so please again accept my apologies here. This is also why I didn't want to comment over that. So yeah, but you know, in summation, I want to keep this short. I think you like pretty much got an idea of what this game is like, and so yeah, trying to figure out like what's going on. I mean, again, like story-wise, if you were maybe into those games back in the day, or you know, you have like a newfound interest in moving around a spaceship all by yourself, which actually reminds me sort of I don't know those or if anybody has played it. It's a spaceship Titanic sort of game, you know. I think story written by Douglas Adams, and then like a mediocre execution by some software company that I forgot. I actually liked that. Back in the day, it wasn't like a super awesome game, but it was okay. You know, it was a Myst clone that, you know, let you sort of navigate through a starship, not unlike here, and then just simply solve like mini puzzles, tasks. But this is sort of Like, you know, not like Douglas Adams type of humor that was like a hilarious story, but it was nice, it was neat, you know, nothing too fancy. But this one, yeah, so far, I mean, I wouldn't necessarily like take it. You have to be, you know, you have to realize what this game really is. I think it is sort of straightforward about it. You know, it's nothing that... Wait, no, it's the other way around. I always mess this up. So it's nothing that, you know, will really surprise you. Hopefully even less so, you know, after having watched this video. Okay, let's unlock the West Wing here. So if you're like a, you know, nostalgic hardcore gamer, for example, or somebody that simply liked those full motion video things, or has been waiting on actually the release of the game for 2 years, for 10 years now, yeah, then maybe this is for you. If you're just casual maybe, or somebody who's with no specific interest, let me put it that way, you know, in this type of thing, in this full motion video, in a Myst clone, then don't pick it up. It's going to be very frustrating because this is super long. It takes forever to navigate through the ship or the environments. I can only assume that maybe later on you're going to be on a planet's surface, you know, as far as I can tell at least. And it is pretty hard, you know, and this makes the game even more frustrating. So apart from the fact that you have to spend a lot of time anyways simply progressing in the story, navigating through the locations here, the puzzles, you know, as far as I can tell, are pretty hard as well, and it's going to take you a long time to actually solve things or to find stuff simply, you know, not necessarily because the puzzles are so hard, because they're so hard to find. That's actually, and I think like in the long run this can be pretty frustrating, and people will you know, put it down and be like, hey, listen, you know, I had enough of this, even though this is interesting, so I'm just gonna watch like a playthrough or something like that. Yeah, I mean, on the plus side, like I said, the game features 13 hours or more of full motion video, and I think those sequences that, you know, are interspersed here that you can see every once in a while, like Clive Roberts looking out the window and stuff like that, is included in that. But still, it's a lot. And they also say this game has, I think, 10 different endings. Oh no, wait, 24 alternate endings. So yeah. So that would technically mean it has a high replay value, although I doubt that, depending on, you know, how you actually achieve those endings, I can't really comment on that, that people are going to do this. I'm definitely not going to, like, maybe I'm going to play this through once, with, like, possibly the best ending that I can find, and then just look the other ones up online, because I won't, you know, ordeal my way through this ship another time, I think. So yeah, not really a recommendation. I mean, then again, I don't really know. You have to really see what you want from this game. Like I said, if you're an enthusiast or you know, like have a thing for nostalgic sort of 90s gaming or like old school gaming, then, you know, why not pick it up? It is certainly in that vein, and I think for a game taken out of that period, it works pretty well. With all the flaws and drawback that entails. So it's not a modernized version of sort of like a full motion video / Myst puzzler. Again, for everybody else, I would strongly advise against that, because it will leave you frustrated and simply, you know, invest more of your time than you probably want to invest. Alright, that was it from me and Darkstar. I hope you enjoyed my video here, and if you did, please leave a comment, subscribe, or like this video, and I would definitely hope to see you on my channel in the not too far future. Alright, thanks a lot.